I'm not even really into showing this material because it is my altar and it is my library put together right now, just because I do not have my bookshelf. The person who was helping me move broke the bookshelf, and so I really didn't want to put my stuff on the floor, but I felt the energy of my altar and my books crying to be out of the bins that they were in. So I was like, I really don't want to put it on the floor, but at that point I needed to utilize my materials, and I wasn't about to keep digging in the box and everything was just discombobulated. So I was like, let me just put it here. I cleaned the floor off or whatever, and I just, you know, just reminded my ancestors, like, this is temporary, of course, until I can elevate, you know, and get us up off the floor. So right now the next thing is for me to get a bookcase so I can, you know, put my library up and put my altar back up again. But someone requested on TikTok and on Instagram to share my book collection, because this is like kind of like my normal recording background when I am just doing like TikToks and stuff like that. They also asked me what the top 5 books are from my collection, and I'll just get into it. But we're not going to go in depth about each and every book because I don't have that type of time, and plus that would just be too long. But anyway, just starting from up here, this is a dream book. I got this from a Botanica, and it just lets you know about each and everything you may ever dream of, from like an animal to a number to a place to a thing. Like, you can literally look it up in this dream book. You can literally look it up in this dream book and it'll be amazing. At your command. I got this from my cousin this year for my birthday, and it is a book about being at your command. You want to be commanding things. You don't want to be begging. You don't want to be woe is me and, you know, constantly just like, oh, beating a dead horse. Command it, demand it, let it happen. You know what I'm saying? Zen. This is also a book that my cousin got me for my birthday. I'm also making a YouTube video, so it's a book my cousin got me for my birthday. It's Zen and the Art of Happiness by Chris Prentice, and I finished this book within a month, and this is actually one of my favorite books. It's a short read. I love short reads just because let's get to the point, you know what I'm saying? So Zen is a great book. I really don't want to bust down my whole little collection, but The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Souljah. I just feel like this is like a staple that every woman, you know, should have in her book library. I call mine the library. So anyway, in their library, I haven't picked this one up just yet. It is still brand new, but I got this for my birthday as well as a gift from one of my loved ones. And yeah, I'm gonna tap into this another day. But anyway, this is Rock My Soul by Bell Hooks. It is Black People and Self-Esteem. I have read probably, what page I'm on? I bookmark my little books and all of that. I am on page 29. So I started reading this at the beginning of February, then life started lifing, but whatever. But I'm going to continue to read this book. I love Bell Hooks as an author. I love the things that she talks about as far as just Black community, Black identity, etc., etc. I could go on. I have more Bell Hooks books, one of my favorite Black authors. So this also was a birthday gift from my loved one. Lord, we're gonna be here for a time. Okay. As it is, this book was gifted to me when I was a pharmacy tech at Providence Hospital by one of my co-workers, and for some reason they just felt like I just needed this book, and I never really got too deep into it. My bookmark is left at page 157, where it is talking about karma yoga. This is a book about, this book is Hindu Indian, and it's just so funny, this book, how it just wraps around, because it just is so funny how God really works. This is a book about Hare Krishna, and Hare Krishna is a divine grace of God, you know what I'm saying? And the more that this is when I was in pharmacy tech, like I said, and that was when I was young, like however old I was, 19, 20 maybe. I'm 28 now, and like the way that this culture has influenced me in my spirituality and my, you know, divine connection without me even, I didn't even pick up this book until more so recently. So this book has been with me this whole time, and like I have found like so many good things coming from this culture without even reading this book. And each time I go into like an Indian restaurant or an Indian store or anything like that, this book is always there because it is like their Bible pretty much. And it is just funny to me how like God continues to like show up in different, you know, ways and forms, and like how God is literally just always with me, because like I said, this book has been with me since pharmacy tech, and I didn't even pick it up until recently just because I was like, I like some of the stuff in here is in like Hindu, and I'm like, I can't read Hindu. I mean, it's in English as well, but like, anyway, I'm babbling. I love this book. Anyway, love it. Anyway, see, that's why I'm like doing like stuff like that, because if it's something I love, I'm gonna get into it. But anyway, this one is Being in Balance by Wayne Dyer. It is 9 principles for creating habits to match your desires. This also was gifted to me by someone. I love books, so if you want to get me a gift, if it's anything outside of food, it has to be a book, because I am going to have a house with a room dedicated to the books, because I'm going to have a library in my house. So here it is. This book I have like picked up. That's another thing about books too. Every book is not meant to be read from front to back, back to front, whatever the case may be. I might need to just pick it up and scroll to a page and let that be, you know, what it is for the day. You know what I'm saying? I might just need to pick it up and read like a chapter or something, and I might need to save the rest for later because it might make sense to me later. So you have to just, you know, kind of like go by. All right, this is a journal. This is a journal. Actually, to get, oh, I'm almost done writing this one. I save all of my journals because it showcases who I was, where I was, and how I got from said place to said place. And I have been journaling for such a very long time, and all of my journals definitely hold my testimonies, and they hold my truths. And so when they all come to pass, it's very cool when I like reference my journals and I'm like, damn, I really said that, it really came true. So like, because when they say like it is written, like that's not a joke. But anyway, okay, so this is by Thelma Balfour. It is called Black Love Signs because I am into astrology, and it just gives her own opinion and perspective and knowledge about zodiacs. And it's a Black author, so I'm going to support a Black author. And it just talks about the different, you know, type of, you know, relationships and zodiacs and male and female versions. I have like certain things highlighted that I felt that was relatable or whatever. And like I said, this is not a book that is meant to be read front to back, back to front. It is one of those books where, oh, you want to know about a certain sign? Go to that certain sign, read about it, close the book up, have a good day. And then that's Black Love Signs. She has Black Sun Signs. It is definitely the same thing, sun sign version, because your zodiac sign is not the totality of your astrological makeup. Okay, this book is called Set Boundaries and Find Peace by Nedra Tawwab. She has an interview on The Breakfast Club. The cover slip I lost in the midst of moving, but this is also a Black author, and I had this book before I seen her on The Breakfast Club. So when I seen her on The Breakfast Club, I was even more happy because I was like, oh my god, I got the book, I love the book. And setting boundaries is something that, oh lord, this is some tea. Anyway, we ain't even halfway through, it's already 8 minutes. Anyway, yeah, so what am I gonna say? I've been setting boundaries before I got this book. This book definitely just gives you a more, you know, structure as far as examples and like it being okay for certain boundaries to be made with certain people in your life. She gives you like prompts and like questions that you may want to do, you know, outside of the book that, you know, you can answer certain questions. It's exercises in here. So I really love this book as well. This is also a book that I, you know, did not read front to back, back to front. I literally just, you know, bookmark where I left off on page 65, and I may pick it up again if I feel the need to set a boundary again where I feel like I'm not being strong. Okay, let's see. This is another journal. Oh lord, this journal is from This journal is from 2015. This is what I'm talking about. I be saving my journal. This journal has been written in from 2015, and I stopped writing in this journal in 2022. This is Alex L's journal. I love Alex L. I love her journals. I have multiple of this. I have multiple of her other journals. So she is the reason why I wanted to start making journals. So shout out to Alex L. If it was not for me going through her journals and figuring out that it was working for me and I was getting, you know, the healing that I needed, I would have probably never picked up wanting to create my own journals, and my journals have thus also helped others. So praises to Alex L. So this is The Power of Now by Eric Toller. This is a book that a lot of people may, you know, have seen a lot. I have yet to pick it up, but this is also a birthday gift, and it is a guide to spiritual enlightenment. So it says. I have not read it yet because I definitely have a lot of like self-help and spiritual type of books, and they all pretty much kind of like say the same, but it definitely was a gift, and I will probably pick it up when I need it. I don't know. Anyway, this is the one-page marketing plan, just a marketing book. I just feel like everyone should have like informational type of books. It has things about like Apple and like what their marketing strategy was, so you can like take pieces away from that and apply it to your business, and just certain like questions that you should be asking about like your business and what is the end goal and things like that. Again, this is not a book that you read front to back, back to front. It is just something that you need to have to reference. This book is by Paul Dosick. It is called The Testimony of a Fortunate Seeker. It's called God Is Not Dead. And it just talks about how God is within you, because that is the truth. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to get too deep into it. This is called The Rules of the Game by Neil Strauss. Neil Strauss is definitely another one of my favorite authors. This book is just kind of like a journal prompt as well. It is not like a front to back, back to front read, but Neil Strauss also has a book called The Truth. I don't have it with me right now because I lent it to someone and that person never gave it back, but The Truth by Neil Strauss, that was some tea for me. Anyway, this book is called From Niggas to Gods by Akil. Akil is an independent author. These books can be found on Amazon, which is where I got this from, and it just shows and tells. I did not read it back to front, front to back. My bookmark is left on page 140, and page 140 is where it says A True Black Woman. But anyway, this book is just basically telling you about how we are the reflection of God's image, and that's all I'm gonna leave it there for that, because I ain't even got time to be in deep with y'all right now because we already get into the books. Okay, this one is by David Hawkins. It's called Power versus Force. I actually have 2 copies of this book. I have one that's just extra, and it is just talking about, you know, using your power versus, you know, force, because we don't want to force anything. We just want to have the power to attract and magnetize any and everything that we need, because, you know, we are the alchemists, which brings me to the next book by Paulo Coelho. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Everybody knows The Alchemist. Everybody knows the author, so you get the vibe. So The Alchemist is a short read as well, and I read this book when I turned 25, and this book did do something for me. You know, I read this book probably 3 times because it is a good short read, and The Alchemist, as y'all probably know, is like a sworn must-read book by the book reading community. So the person who asked about me making the video also asked my top 5, and this definitely is going to be in the top 5. I don't know what I would rank it right now, but it's going to be there. Oh baby, this is a good one. Soul Sessions. Soul Sessions. This is by moi. Just like how I was referencing Alex L and saying that, you know, she is who helped me, you know, want to get into journaling and make my own journal. So this is my own journal. Shout out to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely, you know, love creating and making, and I definitely use my own journals for anyone who supports, you know, me and the things that I do. I do the work with you guys. I'm never making something that I'm not participating myself in, and I have written in Soul Sessions multiple times. It's a continuous thing. Healing is never ending. So you definitely, just like I was buying multiple Alex L books, feel free to buy multiple Dear Self, Heal Self, Soul Sessions, and I'm currently working on my 3rd installment. It is called Unwritten, and that one is also going to be some tea. Just because it has been so far apart from when I've written soul sessions, and it is just like a chakra guided meditation journal. I also have prompts in here, mantras. I give you a background of which each chakra does. It lets you, you know, dig deeper into, you know, each different chakra, and the journey that you are going to be on is going to help you try to, it's not going to help you unlock them totally, but it'll help you recognize which chakras are blocked, which chakras you need to unblock, etc. So shout out to me, because I'll be doing my thing. Asking It Is Giving. This is by Esther and Jerry Hicks. This is also one that people may see a lot in the book, you know, community. I got this reference from watching an interview with Big Sean. Big Sean said this was one of the books that he read when he was, you know, reaching parts of his enlightenment, and I was like, oh, sounds great. And so I have not read it in totality yet, but I have gotten very far to the back. I am at page 222, and I think that is like, no, it's more to go. So I'm at page 222 with this one, is where I left off, and it is basically just like it says, learning to manifest your dreams. It's basically telling you how to ask, and it will be given to you, and that's true tea. I mean, most of these books, like I said, be repetitive. It's just in a different, you know, form. This one is All the Light We Cannot See. This is also gifted to me. It is a winner of a Pulpitizer Prize, and the author is Anthony Doerr. I have not read this book yet, but it was a gift, and like I said, I like books, so I just have it, but I don't know what it's about. Never read it, just got it. This is the one that we all know and love. It is the Holy Bible. It was also a gift to me, and so here it is. This one is called The Pineal Gland, the Eye of God, and it definitely discussed the pineal gland. It is from, doesn't say an author. It doesn't have an author, but it's a short little read, I guess. It just talks about the pineal gland. I never picked it up. Who does it say it's by? Hold on. Bless me, it's cold, y'all. I don't like when I do that. Anyway, I don't know who the author is. It just talks about the pineal gland. I think I got this from Simply Wholesome. I can't really remember. I have a lot of books. Anyway, this one is by Joseph Murphy. It's called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. It talks about the subconscious mind and how, you know, the subconscious mind is really the controller of our thoughts and our emotions and things like that. I have read that book, tapped in about it a little bit here and there. I haven't dug deep just because I just haven't. This one, the reason I'm pulling out these books really is so I can get to stuff like this. Because stuff like this is what we really need to be having in our homes. It is called The Healing Power of Vitamins, Minerals, and Herbs. It is an A to Z guide to strengthening your health, treating illness, and nutritional supplements, basic formulas, tinctures. It's just so much to get into. This is something that, yeah, if I have something, feverfew, I can go here and I can say, hey, what do I need to take? Prevention, what to do, etc. Instead of kind of like going to a doctor and them kind of like trying to treat something else to make something else. It talks about echinacea, which is something you should already have in your apothecary. I mean, it just talks about a lot of different things, so we'll be here all day. We have The Daily Motivations for African American Success by Dennis Kimbrough. This is the Think and Grow Rich Black choice, you know what I'm saying? So this right here gives you 365 days of Black information, especially like for Black history. So he talks about like a prolific Black person in each day. It has 365 days of this, and then he gives a background story on, you know, a quote, and then he lets it be known as to why, like, it is what it is. Let's see. It gives like each date. So let's go to today's date and let's see what's going on. Today is the 24th. And for the 24th, it says a flash of inspiration. It says the greatest inspiration is often born of desperation, by Comer Cottrell, the founder of Proline Corporation. It says just as we are now, each of us all that we need. It says, just as we are now, each of us has all that we need to succeed. You and I are thoughts in the mind of God, and God cannot be defeated. One sage said, "There is no invention, only discovery. The people who succeed are those who adopt, combine, create, and make the best use of what they have been given to work with." George Washington Carver, for example, was God-inspired genius of the caliber. When most of us look at the peanut, we see a teeny seed, but Dr. Carver saw more than 300 different uses for the peanut, including washing powder, shaving cream, bleach, paper, ink, and synthetic rubber. He was also discovered 118 uses for the sweet potato. In short, he accepted what was given, recognized its uniqueness, and served the world through it. Dr. Carver put into action the maximum. What you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. No matter what our paths, our troubles, our limitations, there is a way for us to turn seemingly futile circumstances into splendid success. There is, for example, a powerful story of a woman in New England who lost the use of her arms, legs, but refused to be beaten. She put a paintbrush to her mouth and began to draw the lovely country scenes she saw from her porch. Now she sells many of her paintings as Christmas cards. Her business is successful in more ways than one. We are different from all other cultures because of the gift of imagination and wisdom. Animals see things as they are, but we see things as they can be. We have been given the divine ability to transform. It is exactly this wisdom that enables us to transcend circumstances. It says at the end, an affirmation, I can change any conditions I find undesirable by using my inborn creativity. So, it is things like this that will keep you going. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Love that. Okay, so this one is by Don Miguel Ruiz. It is a daily meditation. It was gifted to me by my good love, Michaela. It is living a life of awareness, and it just talks about how you should be living in awareness, and you know how you need to be applying certain things within life. It gives you like a practice, a mantra, and like for example, for this page that I turned to, it says accepting yourself as you are. It says, this implies that right now you are nobody. Nothing could be further from the truth. The entire power of the universe resides in your very being, and you are made of light and stars. There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to acquire, as you are already perfect the way that you are. It says today's practice is with the awareness, notice that you are seeking fulfillment through seeing outside of yourself. When this occurs, gently remind yourself that there is nothing outside of you that can make you complete because you are already complete. At this moment, say to yourself, I love you. So I'm going to tell myself I love me because I do. It's things like that you need to have around. So when you need to pick it up, you can pick it up. This right here is R.H. Sin, Whiskey Words and a Shovel. Shout out to R.H. Sin. Love his content, love his books as well. This is just like poetry, that he has. And so, this is where I got from the Indian store that I went to go visit. It is called Easy Journey to Other Planets. It is the chakra book as well, and it takes you, through on how you can astral travel. Growing in Gratitude. It is 150 days of a journal, and this is also, I want to say, by Alex L. Let's see, by Alex L. And I have been writing in this since didn't put the year, but it's been a minute, and I have written in this book for a long time as well. Anyway, this one is Colon Health, A Key to a Vibrant Life. It talks about the colon and how to keep it healthy and everything, and this is a book that again you just want to pick up and reference whenever you feel it is necessary. That's Power versus Force again. This is The Goddess Black Woman. It is also by Akil, who also wrote the From These to God's book on Amazon. And it is just about us recognizing our inner God, our inner being, our God body, Goddess is a Black Woman. I mean, it's just the title in itself is what it is. All right, this one is called Unfuck Yourself. As we all probably have known and seen in the community, this is a book that everyone should have. I have not yet picked it up, but I can I have an idea of what, you know, it's about. It's by Gary Bishop. This is another Bell Hooks All About Love book. I have read this book in totality. I love Bell Hooks. It tells you about the different ways, versions, meanings, experiences about love. You know what I'm saying? Love does not only have to be about romanticism, and it just teaches you like how to also love yourself. Most importantly, can't love others without loving yourself. This right here is Spook Who Sat by the Door by Sam Green. I have, you know, read some of the book, but I also watched the whole short film on YouTube. Black authors, black film writers. This book right here is about a man who infiltrated the CIA and then used the information that he was given to use it on the CIA. He took it to the black community, and then him and the black community used it against the CIA. Great. Oh child, I cannot even believe this is happening. This is How to Breathe. It is a breathwork book. I love this book. It was a gift to me from my friend Haley, and it just teaches you 25 practices for calm, joy, and resilience on breathing. A lot of people don't even know how to breathe. We just breathe naturally. That is just a natural thing that we do, and you don't necessarily know how to breathe, and this book helps guide you. Breathwork is definitely an important part of everyday life. It teaches you, you know, how to make sure that you are resilient at all times. This is another Alex L. journal. Like I said, I have multiple of those because I've written them multiple times. This one is Dynamic Thought. It is a 12-week course. It is a workbook, exercise book. It has meditations, and it talks about different lessons that you should go through. It is by Henry Hamblin. It tells you how to be the architect of your own life. I have not tapped into it yet, but I have it just in case. This other book is called The Strangest Secret. I haven't read it yet. This book is Sacred Woman, as we all in the community know. Queen Afua and should have a book. I have not done the book yet because it is an 84, you know, well, I have done the book, but I stopped. So I stopped at day 13 because I don't really know why, but it is you need to be dedicated for the 84 days, and so that is probably why I stopped. I don't know if I wasn't dedicated or what it was, but I have been called to start to want to pick this book back up again. And so yeah, it teaches you about like when you need to wake up in the morning, what foods you need to eat, what foods you need to heal your womb, etc., etc. It's a deep book, so I can't really even get into it because again, time. This one right here is W.E.B. Du Bois, The Souls of Black Folk. I just really got it because of W.E.B. Du Bois. I haven't tapped into it yet, but I'm black, and so I support black authors. This is a book by my friend. I don't want to get your name wrong, but her name is Nikki. This is what we called her in high school. So this is a book by my friend Nikki. It is available on Amazon. It says Who Really Fucking Knows. It is a poem book, and it is great. I support my friends as well because I have friends who are into the creative space such as I. I have another book called 7 African Powers of the Orishas. I have not read it yet, but I'm into Africanism and the Orishas. You know, I can't even get into that with y'all for real. Okay, I can't, and I won't. And then the last book that's down here, this one is called Iridology Simplified. This one has to do with the iris. It is by Bernard Jensen. It is an introduction to the science of iridology and the relation to its nutrition, and like, yeah. Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. I like Malcolm Gladwell as an author, really good author. It is called Blink. It is about a book that, you know, you need to catch and pay attention to certain moments because, you know, you might miss it and it might be something of important use, you know, within a split second. I have so many different examples and scenarios of why this book is so important and why we need to pay more attention. We're so focused on our phones. We're so focused on, you know, like you know, being turned up and like this, that, and the third, and then that split second you might miss a piece of information that might save your life. So Blink is a good one. Create Peace by Being Peace. This also was recommended to me by my friend Sabria, and then also Big Sean did talk about this book in one of the interviews I watched. And this is just really a great read as far as just like creating your own peace. Like it says, like you need to have peace around you in order to be peace, and that's why you need to start like looking at the toxicity, looking at the things that you are even doing, who you're interacting with, what you're engaging with, and so, you know, so you can distance yourself and reshape your reality so that only peaceful things are coming into your field and your atmosphere so that you can, you know, proceed forward. This one is the Beginner's Book Guide to Crystals. I just like crystals, and I want to have something to reference in case I pick up a new one that I don't know about. I have something on hand as to where I can reference something. This book right here is The Life of Henrietta Lacks. If you don't know about Henrietta Lacks, it is a black woman who, you know, had a disease that, you know, scientists were using her organs and things of that nature in order to, you know, create a cure for the entire world, you know, for multiple different diseases and things like that. And her family, you know, wanted to recuperate the, you know, money. I'm gonna just say it like that. They wanted to recuperate the money for using their mom's, you know, organs to cure so many things. I can't really remember in totality like the actual factuals, but they have a book. I mean, they have a movie based around this book, and so I watched the movie, but it was a long time ago. This book was also given to me in pharmacy tech school, so there's that. Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. Again, another Malcolm Gladwell book. I'm the type of person where I like to, if I like an author, I want to get their whole entire collection. So that's why I need a room in order for me to have a library, because like I'm going to have so many different authors' collections. Anyway, this is another Sister Soldier. It's called No Disrespect. I haven't really read that one yet. I did read Outliers though. I really haven't read No Disrespect by Sister Soldier. I don't really know. This one is by Zora Neale Hurston. I love Zora Neale Hurston. It's called I Love Myself. It is a book about loving yourself. So I'm going to leave it there. I have read some of the book. I haven't read all of it. African Holistic Health. Oh, I'm going to have to take this book out. But anyway, African Holistic Health is... Let me take it out. Oh, Lord. African Holistic Health is by Layla O. Africa, and it is a book about Black health. It is so many different things. It is so many different things. This is really like Bible vibes. Like, I cannot even get into it. It talks about herbs, vitamins, aminos, glandulars, food, recipes, sexuality, personality types, foods to avoid, self-diagnosis, astrology charts, female cycle, male cycle, anthrax, AIDS, cocaine, addiction, remedies. Like, the list goes on and on. There's so many different things in this book. After that, I have The Uncloned Marketing. I haven't really read that book. It's also by Audra Richmond. I have The Aspect in Astrology by somebody, last name is Tompkins. I have tapped into this book here and there. It's not a front to back read because it's just about astrology. I also have Dark and Light Consciousness by Bynum. I have tapped into this book a little bit, but not really. I have Astrology, Karma, and Transformations. I have tapped into this book as well a little bit. I have The Way of the Superior Man. I have Becoming Supernatural. I have read some of Becoming Supernatural. This is also a Big Sean reference from his interview, and it is by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and it is about stepping out of your flesh body and becoming your higher self. This book is called Are You Ready for the Yes? It is also by Audra Richmond. It is for the yeses. Yes, we want this. Yes, we want that, etc. This is The Energy Codes by Sue Mortor, and it is about chakras as well. And then the last book that's sitting there is another marketing book. I'm going to wrap it up just because my camera is dying, but that is my book collection. The person did ask me about my top 5, and so what I will say, my top 5 is, I will say it is these. Let's see. I would say it is The Alchemist, Asking It Is Giving. I would say African Holistic Health, even though it is not a complete read. I love this book. So that's 3. Creating Peace by Being Peace. And then I will say All About Love by Bell Hooks. So that is my top 5. I hope y'all enjoyed the little collection. Hopefully next time I, you know, gather more books, we can do another one, and hopefully I will have, you know, a better organization and a better setup for my books. But other than that, till next time, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all seen some books y'all have, y'all like, y'all love. In the comments, if you have any questions, just let me know. Holla at your girl.